94% of women in executive managerial positions have been involved in sport.
Wow, it's a big number.
It's a crazy stat, but it also doesn't surprise me because I've come from that world. When I really think about it, a lot of my personality and how I am in the workforce today has come from playing sport.
I think part of that is about valuing it, being educated. If we've got 94%, then we need to think about what's it like in those other communities that don't have all the privilege.
Maybe if more women knew those facts, they would regret dropping out then, because they want to get to that level and they know that sport is a way to get them there.
When I did the triathlon, there was a huge shift after that in how I felt about just what I'm capable of, and that's 100% translated into what I do professionally.
I don't think I could confidently say that I'd be where I am today without sport.
Sport definitely has shaped me as a person. I was a more timid, shy child growing up, but having to learn to be a leader from quite a young age definitely shaped me into the person and into the careers that I'm in now.
I don't think I would be as passionate for what I'm doing or what I'm working with or who I'm working with if it wasn't for sport.
You know that phrase that's like, give a job to a busy person. You should give a job to a woman that plays sport. She will absolutely get it done.
I only got into it in my 30s. On each occasion was through a friend. And if I hadn't had the conversation or I hadn't been open to it, I would never have gone down that road, and I'd have missed out on like huge chapters of my life that are massively fulfilling.
There's no way you're going to walk off the pitch when you're 3-0 down and let down your team. That follows you into the workplace. You're not going to give up.
What do you think of International Women's Day?
I think it's brilliant.
What's International Women's Day and why do they need a day? The men need a day as well, but you know, that's not what it's about at all. Women weren't allowed to vote, and like there's historical things. That's why we have a day. There's reasons.
International Women's Day is a great day, but I don't think that it should be a case that we only get one day in the year as well. I think that it should be a case that women's achievements should be celebrated just as much as men, and not men should be celebrated more and not that females should be celebrated more.
I don't like this, you know, companies jumping on board for the sake of it when actually deep down in their roots they're not doing as much as they should be doing for women.
It's like one of those things where you're highlighting it and then it becomes just one of these days that's another tick the box.
The impact can really be measured on the kind of environment and the culture that you work in. I think that's the ideal situation, but it's not always the case.
It needs to not just be a media day. We need to see real change. People get cynical about it then and don't engage as well.
How do you think workshops encouraging women to get back into sport would impact their personal and professional development?
These amazing workshops about gender equality and feminism, it's all women that show up. You know, and it's not mandatory for any gender, but it is all women that turn up, and the people that would probably find those talks the most useful would actually be men, because naturally they don't know what it's like to be a woman in the workplace.
If it could be done in the sense where it's in an organisation and it's both the male and female side, it only open up the doors for more conversations and more learnings.
You're investing in your workforce, your females, hopefully getting more interested in sport and therefore actually becoming better workers because of it.